Hey guys, what's going on? It's Allie. So I know that I haven't uploaded to this channel in a long time, like since July, because quarantine is going the way it is right now, I figured why not make a story time video? Because I don't know, it just be something to fill the time, you know? I've played so much Sims and I've watched so much YouTube, it's like I need something new to do. So that's why I'm here. And I love telling this story to like people in my personal life, but I feel like the story needs to be heard. So this is the story of when my friend tried to this is the story of when my friend tried to make sexual advances towards me. Oh my god, this story is so cursed. But yeah, let's get into it. So, this story takes place in my junior year of high school. If you guys didn't know, I'm currently a senior. Gang. So yeah, this takes place last school year, and I had become friends with this guy. We had become friends earlier in the year because we did a show together, and I had confessed to him that I had a crush on him during that show, and he just like was like flattered and like kind of taken aback. And I was just like, all right. And I didn't expect anything to come of it because we went to different schools, you know, like we barely knew each other. I wasn't upset about it, you know. So fast forward to July, I find out that I'm transferring schools and I'm gonna be going to the school that he goes to. So I was like, oh, this is so sick. Like, I don't know anyone at this new school, but I know, I haven't given this boy a name yet. Okay, let's call him Tom. So I am like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. Like, I don't know anyone at this new school except for Tom. So Tom and I are gonna be best friends, and you know, he's gonna get me through my junior year, my first year at this new school. This is gonna be so fun. So the school year starts, and you know, everything's fine, everything's chill, we're friends, we're kind of close. I wouldn't say we were like best friends or anything, but I would say that we got pretty close because we like talked every single day and like walked each other to our classes. Yeah. So as the first month of school was progressing, I began to get this crush on him again. And when I get a crush on somebody, I am not the type of person who like keeps it to myself because it feels like it's gonna like explode if I don't tell somebody. So I tell everyone who asks. I'm just like, oh yeah, you want to know who my crush is? This person. And then I'll like vent about them for a million years. It's like, I want to be validated, you know, like But when I had told certain people, their response had been something like, oh, like, Tom's not that cool. Like, he's, like, made tons of sexual advances on girls. And I'm like, okay, but, like, he's different with me. Like, he is so nice to me. Like, I was that bitch. I was like, he's different with me, guys. Like, maybe that was, like, when you guys were with him, but, like, I didn't say that to them, obviously, but, you know, I had that energy. So fast forward to September, there's a show happening at my school, like my drama program is doing a show, and I text this guy, I'm like, hey, like, are you going to the show tonight? It was like their opening night. I'm like, hey, are you going to the show? And he was like, yeah, why? I was like, do you want to go like grab food or something before? And he was like, yeah, of course. Like, we can go to like this place. I don't know why I'm nervous to say it. It's literally a chain restaurant. So we get food, everything's fine. And we start heading back to the school, and he turns on some music, and I was like, oh, dude, this is so cool. Like, are you showing me some more of this one artist? Because he likes to show me music, and that he had been showing me this one artist as of late, and he was like, oh, no, this is, oh my god, I'm too scared to even say the band name that he turned on, or like the artist name. Let's say, oh my god, let's say Miguel. So he's like, no, this is Miguel. And I had heard from these girls who were like telling me their stories about him that when he like is in the car with someone and he wants to like make a move on them, he turns on Miguel. because it's his makeout artist or makeout playlist. And so when he said that, I literally, like, my eyes widened and I went like, and I slowly turned out to look at the passenger side window. I was just like, what is happening to me right now? I was like, this is not gonna happen. Like, Allie, quit freaking out. Maybe the man just really likes Miguel. Like, dude, stop stressing. Bro, I totally forgot to mention what he said. So, after the whole Miguel thing, he goes, so, want to go back to the school and fuck in the back seat of my car? Like, he yelled it in his car. And I was just like, what? What is happening? I, like, laughed it off, like, oh, you're so funny. But it was so cringe. Oh my god. Okay, back to you, Allie. So we get back to the school. We're in the parking lot, and it's about an hour before the doors open for the show. So we're just sitting in his car, just chilling, trying to pass the time, and, you know, listening to music and stuff. And like, the vibes were just, like, really flirty, and I was totally also at fault for this because I was just like, I, like, genuinely thought that this man had feelings for me, so I was just, like, kind of, like, flirty, and it's like, oh, you know, totally giving into it. I, like, remember laying on his lap at one point, and I remember we were, like, he's the type of person who's very, like, touchy with his friends, especially his female friends, so we were, like, hanging on each other, and I remember, like, I kissed his cheek. Oh my god. So, the time comes, it's, like, 15 minutes before the doors open, and he's like, oh, you know, we should probably start thinking about heading inside. Do you want to go inside, or do you want to make out? And I was like, I sat there and I was just like,
this did not just happen. He did not just say that to me right now.
So I was given an ultimatum, essentially. I was like, I could or I couldn't. It felt like my mind was going a million miles per hour because I was just like, what do I do? Like, do I do it? Because, like, I really like him, but, like, I've heard all these stories, like, from these girls that I really trust. I don't know what to do. And what I ultimately said was, I don't feel comfortable doing anything with you if it's not coming from a genuine place. And, like, part of the reason why I said no was because I am not going to get treated like that. Like, based on, like, what these girls had told me, he, like, never speaks to them again after they, like, do things. And I'm like, I deserve way more respect than that. Like, I'm not just your hookup, you know, whenever you want. So I was just like, no, like, I'm not gonna do that. But also, I had heard from two of the girls that he gave them herpes. Like, they both got cold sores on their mouth. So I was like, I'm gonna save myself the risk. And then he goes, oh no, dude, I would never play you like that. That's fucked. And I was like, oh, sweet, we're on the same page. Cool. So we go in and we watch the show. Everything's fine, I thought. As time progresses, he becomes a little more distant. Like, he doesn't really talk to me that much anymore, and he, like, doesn't really, you know, want to walk to class with me anymore. So one day I was walking with him, and I go, hey, dude, you good? Like, you've been pretty distant, you know, ever since the whole thing went down. And he was like, oh no, like, I've just been really tired. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I thought that you weren't talking to me because of, like, what happened, like, a couple weeks ago, you know? He was like, oh no, like, I was just playing around. So, you told me that you would never play me like that, but now you really just admitted that it was only a hookup. Make it make sense. But yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. And he didn't talk to me for the rest of the year. And until, like, earlier 2019 when we were in a show together. That's because he was, like, forced to talk to me. And he was, like, trying to be friendly with me again. But I was just like, cut the shit. Like, what? And he still, like, will message me things on Instagram. Like, sometimes. He'll, like, send me posts and I just leave them on read. And, like, at the start of my senior year, he would like call me and vent about his problems, and I just be on the phone like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Because one of the red flags that I noticed early on was the fact that he would always talk about himself and he never would ask about how I felt or how my day was going. And it's like there needs to be like that balance there in a friendship. Like you can't just use me as your dumping ground, pretty much. And so I was just like, yeah, I'm not standing for this anymore. So I stopped answering his calls and I just leave him on red whenever he sends me anything. And he doesn't call me anymore. He rarely sends me something. You know, now we're just strangers again. So, yeah. But, I mean, I thought that story was pretty funny. Like, looking back on it now, I'm just like, what? It's so bizarre. But, I don't know. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want more videos in this quarantine time, leave some ideas below in the comments. I'm thinking that I'll do more storytime videos because I have quite a few. But once I run out of those, I won't know what to make. So, yeah, give me all your ideas. Alright, I hope you guys have a great night. You know, don't die. Yeah. Bye, guys.